Everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications from when we go live or post our watch list or any other video for that matter, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, of course, the link is below in the description. If you're here right now, say what up. What's going on, everyone? Hope you guys all had at least a safe day. I think today, as you can tell from my title, I mean, I was down $250 and I managed to close the day up $22. So, you know, it was one of those days. Yo, Christopher, what's going on, man? How you doing? Hope you guys made it out the fire today. It was definitely a pretty intense Thursday. You know, pretty active week overall, and you know, for myself, I would say that this week I'm underperforming a little bit. Took early gains on the dip, stayed out after that. Nice. Michael, what's up? How you doing? All right. Yeah, we had the, let's see here, CMAC. I don't actually know what the actual report numbers were this morning. If anybody has those. I don't know what they are, but yo, Aaron had a green day. Congratulations. Nice. Not the band. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. PB, how you doing? Hope you've been doing well. How have you been doing faring in the markets? Rewards owned AMD today. He kicked him in the teeth and didn't look back. He sucker punched him. Yo, Jeff, what's going on? I feel like a failure, so much movement this week and still ended up red. Yeah, Daniel, I'm kind of in the same boat. So much movement this week, and so far this week I'm up a whopping. Get ready for this. So far this week I'm up a whopping $70. You know, I can't even take the kids to eat with $70 these days. You know. PB got paid. Christopher got paid. Jimbo, what's going on? Learned a lesson. First of the month. Moved from 4K today to 1.2K. So it means you lost 3K? 2.8K? Yo, Wayne, what's going on? Hope everyone was able to catch that crazy turnaround this morning. Got paid. Nice. Yeah, Wayne, it's been a while. Nice to see you back. Yeah, I mean, as you can see here, my P&L is kind of all over the place. I mean, I closed the day up $22 because I wasn't going to let today. I wasn't going to allow today to close red because I haven't had back-to-back red days in over 2 months. So I haven't had 2 red days in a row in over 2 months, and I didn't want to start that because yesterday I was down money. I was only $39. However, I was up yesterday, but then I closed the day down, and today I was down today $250, and I closed the day up, fought my way back. As you can see here, my big winner was obviously Tesla. You know, looking at it, Square and Nvidia, you know, Square and Nvidia were my 2 biggest losses today, and I want to say that those probably weren't. I mean, obviously they weren't good trades. They weren't. The execution on those was pretty poor. On Square, Square this morning. Pull up Square here. Pull up these orders real quick. So Square was my first trade today. I mean, I took a more than a 50% loss on it. I mean, it was just bad from a sense of discipline. I let it go longer than I should have, and I chased and obviously got burned. You know, I got burned down in here. You know, I bought the 58.50 puts. I was actually looking. You know, initially today I was looking to short today, but I was a little afraid to short it before the report came out for the. What was the report this morning? It wasn't manufacturing. It was another report. Anyways, I was waiting for the report to come out, and that's what caused the market to tank. However, the market rebounded because due to this poor data, there's now an increased likelihood that the Fed is going to increase interest rates. So, you know, it's a give take kind of scenario where we're doing bad but we can go up. You know, so I shorted at 916, which was low of the day. I mean, it's just a bad trade. I had the 58.50 puts. I mean, good thing I sold them. These are only worth 5 cents now. But yeah, I mean, I bought them at the high of the day, 58 cents, and they just went straight down. Luckily, I cut them at 19 cents, but I should have cut them at 30 cents. You know, it was not a good scenario. And then the next trade that I had up was on NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, I had back-to-back losers. I bought the 172.50 put for $1.53, so like all my short positions got burned because I didn't have any swing positions. Andres, what's going on? I didn't have any swing positions going on, so I spent $1.53 on the 172.50 put, sold it for 91 cents, and then I bought the 175 put for 99 cents and sold it for 72 cents. I mean, I guess I did cut my losses on here. You know, NVIDIA, we made some money on this drop a couple days ago, but today I bought at 9.49 the 172.50 put. I thought we were going to have continuation down, and then we didn't. And I did cut it 10 minutes later. Just, you know, they suck $60 worth of premium out. So it kind of shows you, you know, it's not always best to just enter the market when things are ripping apart. It's these couple trades here always confirms that you need to have a plan. Don't just stick with the trend, because you can see how quickly the trend can reverse. Because today, you know, especially in high volatility moments like this, you know, we had rip down on news and then we rip back up. You know, so if you didn't already have a position, it would have been the best choice to wait it out, take it easy, and see which direction we're gonna shake out at. Because we could have went long when it started to break. Let's say NVIDIA, we could have went long when it started to break out 175. Instead, I thought we were still gonna go lower because, you know, I was shorting back here at like 178. Because I thought we were going to kind of fade and do a kind of a pop and drop what we did here. Because also the rest of the market looked like it was going to come down. However, as you can see, that was not the case. I did cut my losses quickly on it, but, you know, we got burned, you know, the 25-30% here on NVIDIA. So, you know, if you're looking at your P&L, like, you know, my P&L doesn't look that bad, but when you have two back-to-back bigger losses on this, it makes it hard to really come back and when you're down in the hole, because there's two different things that could have happened here. So I had those bad trades on NVIDIA and Square. The rest of them weren't that bad. NVIDIA and Square. Now there's two things that could have happened here. We could have. I'm talking about me. There's two things that could have happened to me as a trader. I could have said, okay, I'm going to keep shorting. I'm going to keep trying to get it back. I'm going to keep doing this. And then that's how you go from $250 to $350 to $450 to $1,000 down on a day, because you keep rolling, because you think that, you know, because of the data and what the charts are telling you and all this, you think that you're right. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you're right or you're wrong, as long as your you know, your ideas. I mean, in terms of the market, I mean, it does matter if you're right or wrong, but what I'm saying is, in terms of short-term options, you know, whatever your belief is in the market, obviously the bad data that came out today, and it's been coming out all week, and we've been going down all week. You know, today was the first green day, and we haven't even recovered any of the losses really from starting October 1st. You know, we only got 200 points back on the Dow about or so. But you kind of have to, if it's not working, you kind of have to throw it away. So if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, sure, I tried that. You know, that's how, you know, I shorted Square, I shorted NVIDIA twice, and it really just wasn't working out for me. So, you don't want to be in a position where you start revenge trading like, oh, I need to get green, I need to get green, because some days you're just not seeing the market clearly, and that means you need to kind of step away and reevaluate and see what's going on and say, hey, today is not a day where I was going to make money. I'm not thinking clearly. I'm clearly not seeing the market the way that I should be seeing it, and I need to walk away. I need to regroup. Come back tomorrow. Come back fresh. You know what I mean? Hoping everyone was able to catch that. Costco earnings took a dump after hours. Yeah, Andres, Costco lost, but they're now back up to flat. Sorry, I'm looking up because I have another screen up there. So it's, I'm not like so just so you know, when I look up, I'm looking at my monitor above this one here. I was expecting the fade as well, but didn't trust it. As soon as trend reversed, the Apple calls were pretty cheap. Yeah, calls definitely got pretty cheap as well today, obviously, because they weren't expecting it to go rip up. But the market really does what it wants to do. That's when I started to kind of reevaluate. I kind of slowed it down, after looking at my trades here. Another stupid trade shouldn't have done was this Teva trade. So I don't know if you guys trade Teva at all, but it has a magnet to the 7 strike. So I bought the 7 strike, and I bought it for 7 cents, sold it for 5 cents. Now, this is not like a typical stock that I trade, but I do like to trade it from time to time. Now, as you can see here, how many times it gravitates back to 7, goes down, comes back up to 7, rips up above 7, comes back down to 7, rips back down, goes back to 7. So for Teva, 7 is it likes the number 7 for some reason. It keeps coming back to the number 7. And today at 10:11, it was moving up. I bought it on this candle here, the reversal, and then the market looked like it wanted to give it up, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to lose. At this point, I was down 250. At this point, I took another $40 loss because I didn't want to turn into like a $300, $400 losing day if this went down. But as you can see here, patience would have paid off, and then this is where I started. I was back to all cash, so that way I was able to sit back and kind of reevaluate where I was, where my portfolio was, where things are going. With the market. There's stock that beat earnings but goes down to low revenue. How do you learn about the revenue of the company before earnings? Greatness, you can look up past quarters and get an estimation, but you won't know what the revenues are until they actually report it for that quarter. Luke got nervous as Apple hit high 215 as I had put at 215, looking to pop back up. Yeah, I think today was definitely like a shakeout because they were rewarding puts like crazy, and then they ripped it away. I put an iron condor on Costco and we collected great credit tomorrow. Yeah, Wayne. Right now it's flat. Yeah, it's back at where it closed at 289.50. It closed at 289. So you're back. Snagged it along with a 287 SPY call at the perfect time. Yo, if you're here right now, say what up. If you guys like the content so far, do me a favor, hit the like button. Definitely appreciate it. If you haven't already, appreciate you guys and girls. So after I got through like the Teva trade, we started to have back-to-back winners. I had a back-to-back winner on Netflix, Apple, and Tesla. Looking at Tesla was my biggest winner today. I had and the thing is, I did get rewarded on the 227.50 put on Tesla today. So I had the 227.50 put. I sold it for $3.40 and it's now only 70 cents. Easy come, easy go. But yeah, this one as high as $5. I didn't get in. I got in at 922 on Tesla, so I got in right in here. And I think the last 2 days, I think that I've been entering the market too soon. which has caused losses. Today I did make some money on Tesla going in early, but last couple days I think I've been entering the market a little too soon, and it's been costing me money. So then I've been having to crawl back into positive territory. I do have greatness. I do have a strangle right now on Tesla, which I'll go over here in a minute. I have a strangle on Tesla that I'm swing trading right now. But Tesla, I had the 227.50 put, bought it for 267, sold it for 340, took the quick win. Didn't really time it, but it was getting real choppy in here. So I bought it at 922, and 20 minutes later, I sold it. I bought it on this spike up here, and then I sold it at 949. So right on this candle right here. Probably would have got more money for it right here, but didn't. But glad that I got out of that for a nice profit, because this is an easy chart to mess up. This is an easy chart. If you're shorting, this is really dangerous here, because you can see how that it's making higher lows. So if you're shorting, you got to get out, because you know that they're going to rip this up. As you can see here, how the premium went up, down, up, down, up, down. Same with the stock, right? But obviously it's trending up higher, and then the premium is also trending lower, at least on the puts. Can you explain to me what you mean by going in too soon? So what I kind of mentioned a little bit is that I've entered my trades before. I entered a trade before the actual situation panned out, per se. So let's say like for Tesla, this was kind of a risky trade because it dropped already pretty low. It started to recover at 230. I noticed it was having some issue here at 230, and I put a position on for short. However, this could have easily rebounded. I should have waited for confirmation. It would have been a much better trade if it bounced up, came back down, bounced up, came back down, and I noticed that it started making lower high, because there's a low here, another low here, another low here, and it started trending higher. Instead of buying the put, I could have made more money by buying a call if I once I identified what the actual trend is. Instead I jumped in while this choppiness. I was able to make money on it, but I would say that this is a hard trade to pull off. Like, you have to get out. I was only in it for 25 minutes, and you have to get out, because if I didn't get out, as you can see here with that 227.50 put, could have got really hurt. I sold it for 340. It's now only going for 67 cents. So you got to be careful. Oh, Tesla had downgrade as well. Tesla missed their deliveries by 2,000 cars for Q3 is why they were down. I didn't know they had a downgrade. But then I had a bigger trade on Tesla. So now that since I got out of the put at 11:13, I did identify the trend this time, and I sold it for 100% profit. I bought it for 210 and I sold it for 410. This is what really helped me bounce back. And like I said, this is what I mean by, waiting for a plan to really come together. Instead of doing a lot of trades, wait for a plan to come together. And in this case, the plan came together. I identified, hey, Tesla's starting to make higher lows, starting to recover. It's down 6% on the day. It can recover even if it recovers a couple percent. You're gonna be making some money. And really, my goal was for it to hit 234. I had the 230 call. I bought at 11:13. So I just want to show you that 230 call here, what that looked like as well. So I sold it for 410. Now this was kind of dangerous when it got up in here, because it was getting real toppy. As you can see right here, it started to downtrend. I did sell it on the pop here. As you can see, I sold it at 1:36 p.m. I didn't want to hold this overnight. I was up 100%, and then it declined. So I sold it right there at 136, right on this candle here. It popped up, right here, 136. I sold it at 410. Didn't capture all of it. It went as high as 428. But I mean, I got pretty much all of it. I rode it from 215 up to 410. I took my money, and then as you can see, I would have regretted. So the thing is, this is where you can trick yourself out as well. Like if it goes up and then starts contracting, and then you get nervous, so you're leaving money on the table. You could, when it starts contracting like this, you could have left, leave $100 on the table. If it goes from 420 down to $3 or 320, you leave $100 on the table because then you panic sell because you're like, I don't want to lose my gains. I don't want to lose my gains. So that's why it's best to have a plan going in and executing that plan. Pepsi got me paid today. Nice. What do you think of bank earnings in the next week or two? Yeah, banks are going to be interesting with all this lower interest rate stuff. So it's hard to say. They took a big hit in the last week. I did put a strangle on Tesla because I thought it was relatively cheap at 202. The expected move on Tesla was it's $5, and I got a strangle for $2.63 here. I have the 230 put and a 235 call. What I'm looking at, I thought that maybe it could come back down to like the 228, 227.50 area, but we'll see. If not, I definitely think that it could get above 235. Worst case scenario, I think that it can get out break even if it makes a run towards 235 and above. So, it really depends on what's going to happen with the market here. Yeah. I also had I only made $8, which is terrible, on Netflix because I got a little nervous about the market. Netflix, I kind of got faked out on Netflix as well. I had the 265 call, bought it for $1.79, sold it for $1.87 at 10 a.m. And I think I just put too many trades this morning. It was just too many trades this morning, and you got to be able to focus. The 265 call. If I just stuck to the plan, I would have been up a lot more money today. But just stuck to the plan. So I bought it for $1.79 at 10.05. I mean, I caught the bottom here. I just got nervous. I got nervous at 10.27 when it started to fail. And that's why I got out. So I got out right here at 10.27. We rode this up. I was up like 20-30%. Should have took the money and I didn't. And then it started. This is what I mean by when it starts to contract, you then panic sell, and then it rips up higher. So kind of like the reverse of what I did on Tesla. I waited for the plan to develop. Should have took profits here. Instead, I took profits down here where it started to come back down. So I bought it at 10.05. which is right here. We caught the bottom. I bought it for $1.79 on this bar right in here. Should have sold right at 250, 245 area before coming back down. Instead, I sold it for $1.87, only made $8 on it. So, I guess I was just really nervous to buy calls today. I was just really nervous going long because we had these huge drops. And yesterday I had the 262.50 put yesterday. I lost $50 on, so I was already kind of nervous about that because yesterday I bought it. I was shorting it, and as you can see here, Netflix didn't go anywhere in the afternoon. I ended up losing $50 and I closed it out. If I were to held on, I'll show you this trade here from yesterday on Netflix. Yeah, I had the 262.50 put from yesterday, bought it at $1.81, sold it for $1.30, lost $50, and today that put went as high as $6. The trade idea was good. It was just the timing. I thought we were going to have more immediate gratification where this was going to break down, and it didn't break down until open today, where it dropped from 268, opened up flat, and dropped $10. So, sometimes the market does what it wants to do. You might have the greatest plan, like I had a good plan here, but the market does what it wants to do. think it'll stay relatively flat tomorrow, depending on the news. Well, tomorrow we have the more jobs reports coming out. So there's more data coming out for Q3 regarding the economy. So it's I think that I don't think we're going to stay flat depending on what those reports are. And so far, the reports haven't been good. So I'm kind of thinking we're going to have more down and then potentially another rip up. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. So Apple also made a little bit of money. I had a 20% gainer, which is it's respectable. Plus, I caught it late. I bought it for $1.25. I had 2 of the 220 calls, sold them for $1.48. So it's respectable. I bought it at a little late in the day. I bought it at 11:21. So I bought it right here when I was trying to break 220, and it did break, and I sold it. I sold it within 15 minutes, so I didn't capture this full thing here. It was a little. I would say it was a little dangerous today. Today was a little dangerous. These went as high as $1.80, so I didn't leave that much money. I looks like I only left $30 on the table, so not that bad. I made 40 something bucks on it. Could have made $70, but I'm not gonna cry about it. At this point in the day, I was just happy to have so many back-to-back winning trades that made me fully recover in my day. You have to stay disciplined and not get greedy, and you don't also being down in the day, you don't want to put yourself further in the hole. So you need to be able to make sure you're level-headed. If you're not level-headed, you may not want to keep trading. If you're really pissed off that you're down money early in the day, you're like, oh man, I can't believe I'm down money today on this day. I can't believe it. Stock market's moving so much. I can't believe I'm down. You don't want to go into the market and start trading, because you're going to be emotional. You're going to make decisions. You're going to go in too large. You're going to take unnecessary losses, and then that's where losses keep mounting. So because I was calm and composed, I felt like I was able to keep trading. Manufacturing layoffs have been super high everywhere I work in manufacturing. Yeah, I mean, there's in terms of like a recession. Now for trading and investing, I think that a recession or an economic downturn for a while. I mean, we've had a long bull run. We've had a very, very, very long bull run. Having a couple red years or going down 20, 30%, I don't think is the worst. But the bad news is the majority of the American people they're not able to weather the storm very well. They don't have the savings. Most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. They don't have the savings to weather the storm from getting laid off. They don't have any other skills to, find another job or another opportunity or in a different market. So I think that, for people that are prepared for a recession, like hopefully the people in UVH are, recession, more millionaires are created during a period of recession and depressions than any other economic time period in history. However, you have to be in a position to take advantage of those opportunities. You have to have cash to be able to buy property. You have to have cash to buy stocks. You have to have cash to invest, because you're going to get great deals. And that's why people become millionaires when the economy recovers. However, for 90% of the American people that are working, middle to lower class people, they get hurt really bad, and then some states haven't even recovered from recession in 2008. Some home prices, I know I'm in Illinois, I'm in the Chicago area. Some home prices in Chicago haven't gone beyond the 2008, 2009 price, 2007, 2006 in terms of the house. People have been holding last 10, 11 years just to break even on the home they bought in 2007. So, but I guess, I mean, one of the reasons that we started this channel, I think, was to help people and also realize that there is a potential to make money outside of your 9 to 5, and there is opportunity for you as like an entrepreneur to make money in the stock market and not have much overhead, not have much time constraints. You're able to trade when you can, and you're able to trade with whatever dollar amount you have. I mean, there's people that trade here with 6 figures, 7 figures, and there's people that trade here with $200, maybe less. Who knows? So I think that one of the reasons why we started the channel was to, if I could help someone change their life, if I could help somebody make an extra $100 or $200 a month, and that $200 buys them groceries, puts clothes on the kids' back, and changes their life, then this is worth it. I'm not looking for everyone to buy a Lambo. I'm not looking for people to become millionaires. I mean, if that happens, great. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. You're gonna be making money hand over fist for the rest of your life. Make sure you hold on to that. Make sure you have money on the side to reinvest in businesses in the marketplace, and so that you can continue that. And also, if you have like disabilities, if for some reason I ever like lost my legs or my arms or something, I'm able to still trade. I'm able to still make money for my family, for the people around me, for myself. So I think that trading makes a lot of sense. However, it's a very long road if you want to be able to trade profitably. It's a long road. It's a journey. It's a skill. It's not something you wake up and say, I'm going to make $200 today. I'm going to make $1,000 today. Even good traders, I mean, they lose 6-7 figures all the time. I mean, it happens. And it just and some days it's just what it is. That's why I paid off all my debt 6 months ago. Just had my house left. Yeah. I mean, if there's a recession, I'm probably going to do a video on this. If there's a recession coming up, 2021, you want to lower your cost basis as much as possible. You want to have as many as little payments going out as you can, because then you have less responsibilities. If you have less responsibilities, you're able to weather the storm. So if you have a bunch of bills, a bunch of credit debt, a bunch of medical debt, your cell phone bills, like $500 a month, you got 3 cars, if a recession's coming, you want to start whittling that down, because you want your overhead to be lower. Otherwise you're gonna have some trouble. Andres, take it easy. Dissection Lab, nice. Aaron, how you feeling on SPY puts tomorrow? I mean, I'm currently short. I have a strangle on Tesla. It's more bearish, so I'm leaning more towards the short side that we're gonna have some bad data come out. But based on the price action today, it's a little dangerous. Will be good for the time being. A lot of good men and women have gone through this over the past few months. All right, any stocks you guys want to look at before we sign off here? I will be doing a watch list later. Costco had earnings. Looks like, let's see, what do they do here? Looks like Costco reported lower than expected quarterly comparable store sales on Thursday as the warehouse club operator struggled to lure shoppers in a competitive U.S. grocery space. It's a little wordy. Comparable store sales, or those recorded at Costco's e-commerce platform and warehouses open for more than a year, rose 5.1%, excluding the impact of fuel and currency fluctuations. Analysts estimated a 5.25% rise according to IBES data. Okay. The company's total revenue rose 7% to $47.50 billion in the fourth quarter, ended September 1st, but fell short of estimates of $47.57. So they missed on revenue here. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Microsoft keep up, or will they be impacted by the job report? Microsoft of the tech companies is doing the best this year. They're up like 25%. Mainly just because they're making money hand over fist in their cloud licensing with Office 365 and their Azure cloud services. But they've also kind of capped out here. I think, I did talk about this yesterday. This 133 area, I was saying if it gets below 133, like 131, 130 area, I think it's going to be pretty dangerous and might maybe get us back into like the 120s. But I mean, like SPY, I was saying also SPY at 285, just bounced right off 285, just bounced right off of the. These guys are they just bounced right off their support, like nothing. So, and it was immediately. They fell to support immediately. They bounced from support immediately. So, you know, you just got to be careful because tomorrow is expiration Friday, and because today of the bullish action, a lot of people loaded up on calls. Or, I mean, I don't know if this is skewed. Let's see. A lot of people could have loaded up on puts too. Like if we look at, yeah, there's a lot more volume on the calls than the puts. So they might just drop it to burn the calls tomorrow. You know, the stock market's not fair, guys. It's not. We just got to adjust, and we're trading against algos and robots. We gotta do our best to survive here. We gotta stick together, stick to the trading plan. You know, I made some mistakes this morning. Thankfully, I was able to recover, but you know, sometimes you're not, and that's okay. But you gotta make sure you're not gambling. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the S&P, we're still in a confirmed downtrend from 302. However, it did bounce, but we're now technically back in this range. So it's going to be interesting if this comes back up to like 295, 294 area, if this can break through or if it gets rejected. So right now we're right in the middle of the range, and it really could go either way. With bad data tomorrow, I mean, we could be revisiting 285 area tomorrow, which in our if we're shorting, that would be a good scenario. So anyways, guys, we're at 36 minutes. I think I ranted a little bit too long today. Do me a favor, if you liked the video, hit the like button. Definitely appreciate it. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.